Good evening and welcome to the Blueprint Exclusive. On the show today, we'll be bringing you a series of exclusives that not just show what's happening in Pakistan, but also we'll tell you what really are the terror targets in PoK that India needs to eliminate to ensure that the entire terror infrastructure there is dismantled. It's from this terror infrastructure that really all the terror is emanating. A lot of updates and insights into what the government strategy is going to be as well. That's going to be coming in on the show. But viewers, let's first begin with India. First of all, being ready to strike Pakistan following the dastardly Pahalgam terror attack in which 26 innocents lost their lives. Pakistan continues to maintain that it is innocent and that it has no links to terrorism. It was not behind the recent most attack, is what has been stated by Pakistan. But the terror state can't deny the evidence which we are now going to show today. Times Now's accessed the locations of terror camps and launch pads across the BG sector. This is where terrorists are hidden, and the routes that they take to enter the Indian side as well will be exposed over here. You can look at what really is over here in terms of the terror camps. This is Gulpur, Sensa, Kotli, Fagosh, Dungi. These are the terror camps. It is from here that they come forward into these areas, which are the launch pads that you can see over here. And from these launch pads, then they move in. If you can quickly bring up the next set of launch pads. Yeah, these are the launch pads. From the terror camps, they go towards the launch pads. And from the launch pads that you can see over here, whether it's Durchian, it's Dara, Qatar, Lanjot, Jand Road, Nikyal, Targun, these are the areas in LP as well, from where they come in towards the Indian side. This is, of course, the first set of areas that we're talking about opposite the BG sector. This is opposite the Poonch sector that we're talking about. Again, the terror camps in Muzaffarabad, Bagh, Kahuta, and in Abbaspur. These are the primary areas where the terror camps are. And then we're talking about the launch pads. These are the launch pads. If you can quickly bring that up on the screen and show which are the launch pads. These forward Kahuta, Kirni, KWD, Kacharban, Kopra, BWD, and Polas are the areas where they infiltrate to and then go across the LOC coming into Doda, Poonch, and other areas. This is the route that is in fact being seen over the recent years, particularly last year when there were a large number of attempts at spreading terror in the Jammu region. That is really being used by Pakistan to push the terrorists from across the border. Let's take a look at the next set of graphics that we're talking about. We're also talking about where really several of these terror organizations have their main camps. For Hizbul Mujahideen, it's located in Kota Halan in North PoK. That's the area where 15 to 20 terrorists are camped. There is the information coming in. Saifullah Khalid is the commander over here, is what we are told. Let's go to the next set. This is Lashkar-e-Toiba. 12 to 15 terrorists camped there, is what we are told. It's located in Kota Bazar in PoK. Amanatullah Khan is the commander of this particular grouping over there. Remember, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Pakistan incidentally says, is a defunct group. Then we're talking about Jaish-e-Mohammed. 8 terrorists camped at this particular location in Halan North in PoK. That's the area where Jaish-e-Mohammed's base is what we are told by our sources as well in the government. And this is, of course, as far as these terrorists are concerned. How about the terrorists who are, in fact, present in various other camps? When we talk about the Lipa sector, it is 10 terrorists is what we are told. Let's go to the next sector. We are talking about opposite the Uri sector, 8 located over there is the information coming in. Opposite the Poonch sector, it is about 12 immediately who are waiting to infiltrate. In the Nakyal sector, it is 6 is the information. And mind you, this is information of those who are in fact ready to infiltrate towards the Indian side. And these really, of course, are in fact coming in across the LOC. Let's quickly take this across to our reporters who are joining us at the moment. We have our reporter Pradeep Datta joining us. All right, we have this information as far as the PAK being unmasked on the global stage is concerned. The International Commission of Jurists has released a new paper that claims that Pakistan uses its military courts against civilians and denies them a fair trial. They're calling it a glaring surrender of human rights. This is as far as Pakistan being unmasked on the global stage is concerned. We'll get you more on each of these informations, but let me bring in Pradeep Datta and Bhavtosh Singh first. Pradeep, coming to you first as far as the information in relation to this particular terror camp is concerned. This is a big revelation. Now, it's not something that we entirely did not know, but the specifics of who is where, which are the camps that are active, where are the launch pads located. All of this is what India really needs to dismantle, and this is what is giving Pakistan nightmares, because all of this is now likely to be undone. Pradeep.
Yes, Madhav, you're absolutely right, because Pakistan can deceive and befool international community, but they cannot befool Indian agencies, because they have got information about each and every launch pad and terror training camp where the terrorists are being provided training. Because what they did yesterday, they organized a propaganda tour where they took some of the journalists towards the line of control. The same way they had done after 2019 Balakot strike. They had taken some of the journalists towards that area where Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters was. They said nothing of that sort has happened. And this time also they tried to prove a point that there are no terror training camps. There is no launch pad. India is simply trying to play a role of an aggressor, and they are deliberately trying to put blame on Pakistan because they were denying their role in any kind of a terror-related activity, whether it was Pahalgam attack or whether it was any other attack. But the reality is that, you see, viewers should know one thing. There is a terror factory where they are provided training, and there are three types of training. One is the Daura-e-Talba. Daura-e-Talba means they are indoctrinating and brainwashing young men, make them offer prayers 5 times a day. Then there is a Daura-e-Aam. Daura-e-Aam means they are provided arms training. And then there is a Daura-e-Khas where they are provided sophisticated arms training. From there they go towards the transit camp. From transit camp they move towards the launch pads, and from launch pads they wait for the green signal to sneak into this side of the border. As you've already told about how many launch pads are there, more than 40 have been activated and 120 terrorists are waiting, which includes the Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Toiba. And the same Pakistan had been saying Lashkar-e-Toiba is defunct. Everybody knows that Hafiz Saeed is the one who is being provided security, and nobody else other than Talha Saeed had said in a video that Hafiz Saeed is mahfouz. So you are providing security to the terrorist who has got hands soaked in blood. He's a globally designated terrorist, and then you play a victim card, say that we are not involved. Now the Pakistan new strategy is that, one, they are involved in terror-related activity. Second, they try to shift blame on India. They start blaming India for...
That's really where things become problematic as far as Pakistan is concerned, not taking any responsibility. Unfortunately, all sorts of concocted lies are presented by them and say that this is a false flag operation. That's the claim that they have been making repeatedly. Pradeep, stay with us because there's some more breaking news coming in, and this time it's a stern message for Pakistan coming in from the International Commission of Jurists, where they have come out to say that in their paper that Pakistan uses military courts against civilians and denies them a fair trial. They're calling it a glaring surrender of human rights. Let's go across to Bhavtosh Singh for more on this. Bhavtosh, what could be even more embarrassing for Pakistan at a time like this? The military is in control of the entire government over there. This is something that's well known. And misuse of the military courts to try civilians. They've even, of course, invoked the name of Imran Khan. All of this clearly goes to show how the entire process of justice delivery is subverted in Pakistan. Bhavtosh.
Yes, Madhav. In fact, there were 105 civilians who, in fact, were tried before the military courts. They were all arrested during the violence that broke out between 9th and 10th May 2023, when Imran Khan was arrested, when former Prime Minister was arrested. There were total 2,300 people who were arrested, but these 105 were tried before military courts under sections of Official Secrets Act and Pakistan Army Act. Now, what is more shocking is the fact that all 105 have been convicted, of which 69 are still facing have been sentenced to a prison sentence of more than 2 years, and 36 have been given remission. Now, when the statement was issued by the Pakistan Army, they have said that it was a free trial, whereas the International Commission of Jurists have said that this was completely a sham trial. No human rights, all human rights violation happened, because there was no in the military court there was no appellate court that was held, and the trial itself was completely sham. This clearly shows that Pakistan has not even held a proper trial of its own citizen. While they claim that in Kashmir there has been violation of human rights, when it comes to their own citizen, there has been no free and fair trial.
Pakistan being shown the mirror there. While they talk about Jammu and Kashmir human rights violations, they should look at their own track record. A terror state that does not have any kind of respect for human rights. That's the message coming in from the international community there. Bhavtosh, of course, after the UNSC snub earlier today, the second snub for Pakistan internationally speaking. Pradeep and Bhavtosh, I'd like to thank you for joining us with those those breaking updates. Let me quickly take this across to our guest joining us. Joining us now is Wing Commander Praful Bakshi. He's a defense expert. Also with us is Commander VK Jetli, ex-Navy veteran. We have Lieutenant General KJ Singh, former Western Army commander. Also with us is Ashok Sajanar, former diplomat. Let me start first and foremost with you, Lieutenant General KJ Singh. You know, at this point of time, the fact that there is a terror infrastructure, that is very well known. The fact is that the number of terror camps, the number of launch pads that are very much active, even now, really goes to show that as far as Pakistan, however it may deny the fact that these terrorists emanated from there, the fact is that their infrastructure is what India needs to dismantle to end this menace once and for all. Lieutenant General KJ Singh.
Madhav, thank you and Jai Hind. It's a very interesting topic you've taken up for debate today, and my compliment for that. Only thing I want to caution you is that terror camps are not very permanent structures. They are temporary kind of makeshift shacks and such like creations. They are often done in vicinity of security establishments, which provide them the sustenance, the training ground, and other coverage. So typically, a military station, say in Pakistani town like Bhimbar or Kotli, would have something in close vicinity, and these people would transit in and out of that place. It's a seamless kind of transition which can take place. So certain amount of activity maybe in the low threat or when there is no danger would be taking place there. But currently, they may not be there. They may not be there. That's why there is a need to clearly establish, like last time when we did surgical coordinated raids, which were across Pir Panjal range, which were multiple, I don't want to disclose the numbers, but when they took place, I have read in media, I have no other way to know, but media tells me, and reliable media, that one of the direction given to them was, don't do jungle bashing. Go for the place where terrorist camps are actually there and get us the proof of having dismantled them. So that was done. So if anything like this is done now, surely such caveats will be placed, will be imposed.
Absolutely, and certainly, of course, the target is only those terrorists, and that's because of the kind of repeated brazen attacks coming in from Pakistan's side. Wing Commander Bakshi, I want you to come in on this because, you know, we know that this infrastructure is there. Of course, concerns being expressed by the Lieutenant General that perhaps those areas might, in fact, be abandoned. And of course, there are various launch pads and other areas that are repeatedly used, then they are put into disuse and then used again. But the point is that this is the latest information coming in of the areas where the terrorists are very much present, and how at the beginning of the summer itself, we know this is a process that repeats year after year, where Pakistan attempts to push these terrorists across the LOC, across the international border into India. What really are the options for India to take out and to really smoke out this entire infrastructure? Wing Commander Bakshi.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be in a nice company. But let me tell you one thing. Is our rules of engagement very clear? Our requirement has been spelled out as to what we can do. Sorry, there's an echo coming. So what can we do? Armed forces are absolutely clear about what they will do. If you tell them to destroy the camp, they will destroy the camp, and very rightly, the camps are made up of flimsy material. But I personally feel it is not enough to only strike and destroy. We have to occupy that. Now, what does our rule position say? What does the doctrine of army say? Are we going to do that or not? I have been just stating it for a long time. You strike and occupy. Don't just strike and come back, because you are not gaining anything. Even if you kill 100, the 100 dead bodies, they'll put kerosene and dispose them off. Again, the new one will come. So personally, when you start destroying those 8 to 20, and you measure the distance, they may be within your organic fire, surface to surface missile. multi-barrel rocket launchers, attack helicopters. We have so many weapon systems. Why don't we start taking initiative now? Are we looking for world opinion?
Okay.
We have to straight away destroy. PoK is ours. We have said it. It is total policy of ours. And then carry and occupy it. And slowly, when army command decides to occupy PoK, which is ours, you start occupying it. You are not attacking Pakistan. You are taking PoK. Let Pakistan attack you, like in 71. And then you take the war into Pakistan. I was there during 1971. Very clearly it was done. And we can do it. If Israel was there today in our place, they would have done the same thing. If China was there, they would have done the same thing. Why are we hesitating in attacking and occupying it?
Very, very valid question, sir. Very, very valid
Thank
question.
you.
Before I go across to our next set of guests, there is some more breaking news coming in at the moment. And this is the latest bit of information coming in. It is, of course, the diplomatic might of India that is on display. After a big win at the UNSC, India is not going to sit still. Sources have told Times Now that India is going to reach out to UNSC member nations and seek support to counter Pakistan's fake nuclear threat. They're also going to ensure that this is a longer engagement and that for any eventuality that may come out diplomatically speaking, India is fully prepared. Let's go across to Rishabh to understand more what India's strategy here is. Rishabh, of course, Pakistan tried and failed spectacularly at the UNSC late last night and or early this morning rather. And now India is not going to just stop here. India is going to ensure that in coming times, in the coming months and years, that this diplomacy continues, that the international isolation and embarrassment of Pakistan continues, whatever India may choose to do militarily speaking. Rishabh.
Well, if we talk about UNSC, Madhav, yes, it was a humiliation for Pakistan for the misadventure that they tried pulling out at the UNSC last evening in the, closed door meeting. But now India is not stopping here. India do understand that once a retaliation from India takes place, Pakistan will go running to the UNSC, to other global bodies, crying victim, saying that, see, India has, launched an attack on us. And India do understand, and anticipating that, India has now started reaching out to these UNSC members. Remember, ahead of this closed door meeting, Indian External Affairs Minister had spoken to 14 of the members in UNSC, the 5 regular members, the permanent members, and 9 non-permanent members, except Pakistan. EAM had spoken to his counterparts in 14 countries. Prime Minister himself spoke to 4 permanent members.
Absolutely. The outreach happening at the highest levels, Rishabh, just goes to show how engaged India is with the world at large to try and communicate India's perspective. And it's quite clear that the world isn't convinced with anything that Pakistan's saying and is strongly backing India, judging by what has happened at the UNSC. Let's bring you some more breaking news. It's a reality check to Pakistan, showing them the mirror, where sources say India has enough of a financial chest for a war situation. Quite unlike Pakistan, sources add that the country's fiscal deficit of 4.5% or 4.4% rather means that there's more than enough budget in hand with the government. Quick word with Pragya for more on this. Pragya, sources in the government saying that when it comes to the finances, when it comes to the riches, India is fully prepared and well placed to take on Pakistan in the eventuality of a possible war even.
Absolutely, Madhav. And as you know, the financial budget just came in April, and there is a motion, budgetary motion started from the cycle starts from April onwards. So defense already has a very high, approximately 10% of jump compared to the last term. They have the budgetary allocation, and in fact, if we know that there was a capital expenditure and also earmarked budget for 1.1 lakh only for the capital expenditure in defense. And not just that, government is saying that we have ample surplus. Our fiscal deficit stands today at 4.4% compared to 9.2% which was in COVID. And they also have the surplus for the contingency and emergency also. So government of India is saying, as far as budget is concerned, if there is any sort of military action against Pakistan, we are absolutely ready and we have no doubt of any budgetary allocation. If need be, there can be many allocations that can be made, and defense has already have a huge budget right now, and they can use it, and if they need it from someplace else, the government is also ready for that.
All right, Pragya and Rishabh, thank you so much for joining us with those updates. Let's quickly get in a word from our other guests as well. Ashok Sajanar, while the diplomatic win at UNSC is very significant, India is not resting over there. It's going to continue to engage with the world at large to ensure that Pakistan does not misuse such international fora and continues to remain isolated as a terror state and a sponsor of terror. But at the same time, in the ICJ also a strong message going on to Pakistan, which cries hoarse about human rights violations in Jammu and Kashmir, but its own track record is so poor when it comes to Pakistan itself, where civilians are being tried in military courts there. Mr. Sajanar, can you hear me? I think we've lost that line there. Let me take that question across to, in fact, joining us also is Commander VK Jetli. Commander VK Jetli, Pakistan, which cries hoarse about these issues relating to human rights, being shown the mirror by the ICJ.
See, the track record of Pakistan has been very, very poor for last so many years. Now, Pakistan can't say that human rights violation in Kashmir and they stand for the human rights. That is totally wrong. I will say Pakistan is a state which is actually has to be declared as a terrorist state by all the countries all over the world. It's really unfortunate that some countries still, they are not opposing Pakistan. This is too much. Now, what has happened on 2nd April, that they are asking the name of the religion of the person and then shooting him. Are you a Hindu? Kalma padh ke sunao. Now, this is too much. Now, the way they have killed innocent civilians, that has to be condemned by each and everybody all over the world. Unfortunately, in UNSC also, that China used the veto power along with Pakistan. Now, they said in one of the resolution that no, they didn't ask the religion, because some of our own opposition leaders also said, no, the religion was not asked. Now, this is something very, very bad on part of some of the opposition leaders from our India. The whole India has to unite together at this stage. Now, India has already started a multi-pronged attack on 22nd April itself.
Right.
By stopping the Indus water to Pakistan. Now, the Chenab has been already stopped. Now, just see how slowly Pakistan will be squeezed out. And the day naval ships do a blockade of the Karachi port, you just imagine Pakistan will start starving. Economically, they are already starving. Water, they are starving. They don't have the ammunition more than 4 or 5 days. That's all they can fight a war. Hardly for 5 days. And I can guarantee you, the way they surrendered 95,000 people in Bangladesh War 71, similarly, they will be forced to surrender if there is a full-fledged war.
Okay.
Yes, we will also get a lot of casualties when the full-fledged war is there. We will also go down. Our rupee will go down. Our economy will go down. Minor things. But let me tell you, Pakistan will be finished if there is a full-fledged war. But if you ask me, probably we should be selective in targeting Pakistani targets.
Yes.
Whether it is their terrorist camps or whether it is their prime installations or it is a blockade, we should be very, very selective while handling Pakistan. We should not bother about their crying horse that human rights violation.
Breaking update that continues to come in, sir. Sorry for interrupting you, but in fact, it is clearly all of this that is upsetting Pakistan. In fact, Shehbaz Sharif and his cabinet are in a huddle, is the breaking information coming in. And the PoK army to the PoK Awam, the fear only looming. There are, of course, clearly worried about what India is doing and the preparations here on the India side. We'll have to leave it there. I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us, Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, Commander VK Jetli, as well as Lieutenant General KJ Singh and Ashok Sajanar. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.